Hi, my name is Steve Bryan. I'm a Cloud Platform Specialist Solution Architect at Red Hat.
Hi, I'm Bill Wheatley, and I'm a Senior Consultant at Red Hat.
Hi, Bill. I have a client that's looking to increase the speed of their IT organization. They've done a value stream mapping exercise where they've identified steps that add value and steps that are wasteful, and also areas where they can improve. Unfortunately, it hasn't delved deeply enough into some of their critical processes. What approach would you follow to address this gap?
Great. So there's an exercise called metrics-based business process mapping, or MBPM, which can go into greater detail of what value stream mapping is uncovering.
That sounds good. So I understand value stream mapping, but not so much about metrics-based process mapping. Can you give me a quick overview?
Yes. So in metrics-based business process mapping, what we do is we start with a flow that you want to analyze. It has a defined beginning and defined end. And then we're going to take each of the actors' roles that are going to complete this flow and arrange it in these horizontal swim lanes. From there, we're going to take each step that it takes to complete this flow, and we're going to put the earlier steps on the left and the later stages on the right. And then we're going to look at the metrics on each of those steps. So there's three key metrics: the process time, which is the amount of time that somebody's actively engaged in a step; the lead time, which is the total amount of time it takes the step to be completed, which is basically your process time plus any sort of waiting time that happens there. And then finally, the percentage complete and accurate, which is the percentage of the time that this task is completed accurately on the first attempt.
That sounds good. So that gives me an idea of sort of the structure and the data. Can we step through this specific example to give me an idea how this all fits together?
Yes. So what we have here is a software development lifecycle flow. We have business analysts gathering requirements. We have developers implementing code. We have QA creating test cases. Developers create this deployment doc so they know how to deploy the code to QA. So operations takes that doc and deploys the code to QA. Then QA can test it. Then it looks like the developers have to write up this change approval board document. So a change approval board meets to approve it, and then finally the code is deployed to production. And as I'm looking at this right now, I'm noticing this right here. This change approval step has a very long lead time compared to process time. So 15 minutes of process time and a lead time of 5 days. Can you tell me what's going on with that, Steve?
So that makes a lot of sense to me. I've been talking with the client and specifically their development team, and they've been talking about how their changes going through their pipeline have been slow because of this approval step where it's taking too long. Essentially, the change approval board is a team that is responsible for approving the changes. Unfortunately, they travel, they have other commitments, they ask for additional information, long discussions, those kinds of things. So it makes sense to me that they should automate this process and define those approval requirements as much as possible so that they could achieve their goal of innovation at speed.
All right. So once this process is automated, we can change our flow now. So no longer is this manual approval step needed. The document that creates this is no longer needed. Since the deployment's also automated, we don't have to document that. It's just done in code now. And these deployment steps will move a whole lot quicker now. So we're going to go ahead and update this. We're going to take that down from 4 hours to 10 minutes. So thanks to automation.
This sounds good. So this is like a good start by the looks of it. How can they use this going forward?
So this can be used as a living document to analyze other parts of your flow that you might have other bottlenecks in. And just as I'm looking at this right now, it looks like there's a low percentage complete and accurate between the test cases and implementing code. So maybe there's some room for test automation in there.
Sounds good. So Red Hat has solutions to innovate at speed and also provide automation. How can a prospective client get started?
So you can talk to your Red Hat account service representative or visit redhat.com/services.
Sounds great. Thanks.